Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm going to create two custom planner spreads for two of my patrons, and we're going to work to change the total aesthetic of the classic dashboard pages I have. We're going to change it up and do something a little bit different for them. So if you want to follow along and see how I do that, stay tuned. All right, so we are going to do two dashboard style spreads today. The first one is going to be for Jennifer, who requested kind of a cozy book theme. And so I've pulled out modern bookish and neutral watercolors, which I think will go really well together. And then we have some paper from Maggie Holmes. Also, using some Maggie Holmes paper is going to be a spread for Bobby, who specifically requested this brand new Squad Goals book. She wants kind of a self-care feel. And so I'm going to combine that. I have Homebody pulled out. I have the Mood and Mindfulness sticker book pulled out that I thought would be great in combination. And like I said, some scrapbook paper, because this particular spread is bright and vivid and colorful. And I don't think it's exactly the feel that will go. But however, we're going to change it up and show you how you can change up the feel of a spread or your planner. If you went with bright and colorful and maybe you want to do neutral, let's experiment with how to change that up. I will link everything that I end up using down below. Those are affiliate links. It does help me out so much when you're able to shop those links. So if you're interested in picking up any of these particular pieces, check out the links in the description box. Otherwise, let's go. All right, so first up is Jennifer's spread. One of my favorite ways to just change the whole feel of a planning layout is to use scrapbook paper. And this is Maggie Holmes scrapbook paper. She has a very soft, feminine feel to most of her designs. They're always gorgeous, and so I'm excited to get to use her paper in both of the spreads this time. This is a really colorful book, and neither of these spreads are particularly colorful spreads, at least not these bold colors. And so whiteout is going to be my best friend. I am going to white out the dates. This is something you can do when you're picking up planners that maybe are on clearance, whiting out the dates, redating them, something that's easy to do in a really affordable way to get to try possibly some different layouts. You don't really have to worry about if it's in the correct year or not. And then another thing I like to do, this one has a lot of decorations kind of down the spine, down the middle of the layout. And so I use scrapbook paper or stickers or something to cover up that color. And so you can see all those black and white spotty dots are going to be gone, and you get this whole mood and aesthetic set from the paper. Jennifer wanted a cozy kind of book feel, and I thought this would be a nice one. She uses the classic dashboard layout, but she does not use the left-hand side as designed. She kind of likes it to be a bullet journal style, which if you're wondering what that means, it kind of means a little bit looser with boxes and lists, it doesn't have to be so crazy structured like it is with the Happy Planner. And so she gives me kind of free reign to just organize the left-hand side of that spread, how it works for how her spread is going to go. So I always include boxes and things like that as I'm putting it over there, but I don't have to feel limited to putting a certain number of boxes. So if you like the dashboard layout, which I think a lot of people are, you can also look for some printables. Maybe you're printing out something that looks like the right-hand side with the days of the week, and then on the left-hand side, you're just using blank paper and doing whatever you want on that side. There's so many ways to change up your planner aesthetic, and I think it's a fun challenge to do for yourself throughout the year. I tend to like really bold, colorful, bright planner spreads, but every now and then I do want to change it up. I gravitate towards bright, colorful planners. So even my personal catch-all planner has splashes of color every now and then. I do like to do something a little bit more muted. So I change it up using things like scrapbook paper and this kind of different feel to just change the whole aesthetic of the layout. And it really makes your brain think in a different way, which is fun when you're planning because you get into kind of a routine routine. So, changing it up once a month, once every couple months, and doing either a different layout, changing up the style of the layout that you're currently working in, that can really challenge your brain and make you think in a different way, which I think keeps things fresh and new. I'm using my sticker guide over here to help me figure out how I might want to arrange these different box stickers. I really like these kind of extended oval stickers. I think they're pretty. And then I want several of the reading stickers to kind of set the tone. It's interesting because there's already lines on this page just because of the type of scrapbook paper that I chose. So it's really easy to write on directly on the page. And so I'm trying to figure out what I might like to do. I really like this big quote. It says, above all, be kind, work hard, stay humble, never stop dreaming, keep learning, things like that. And so I thought that would be really nice. These sticker guides come in really handy. At first, I thought it was so silly to have something to kind of try out your stickers. But in the end, as I'm working on different spreads, this saves me a ton of time because I play around with sticker arrangements. Now that I'm saying that, I'm realizing that you guys, I pull up all of these stickers. I put them all down and I pull them all up because I changed my mind with how I want them. And then that big quote sticker, can you tell why I pull it up? Put in the comment below if you can tell why I'm pulling up that sticker. I'll give you just a second, but I do pull it up in the end. I figured out the placement. The sticker guides help me with general placement. The reason I pull up some of the paper stickers that are down is I end up matting them on some book paper, and you'll see that in a minute. The large quote sticker, did you guess why I pulled it up? It's crooked, you guys. It's crooked. I don't know why I put it down crooked. I thought I could live with it. Once it was down, I couldn't. So here's what I'm going to do. You can see there's like stickers flying everywhere. I'm going to change these up, change the placement. This listed out is perfect for a Bujo style, but it needs to go over here just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out where everything can fit. It's a lot of when you're redoing a kind of layout or coming up with a new left-hand layout, like in a dashboard style, it definitely takes some trial and error. So the sticker guides, even though I, pull up and change my stickers, they give me a little bit of forgiveness. Plus, now that my stickers have been on here, they come up a little bit easier when I pull them up in just a little bit. And you'll see what I end up deciding to do is I felt like the book feel was getting a little bit lost. So I went into my bin that I have of all kinds of collage material I use in art journaling, and I have some vintage papers. They're from a fairy tale book, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to include some vintage book paper in this layout? And so I pull over there's my little bin of all these fun goodies that I can use to collage. And at first I thought, well, I'll just do some bits of the paper on the bottom and then change my mind. I'm going to use this to mat, and you get that yummy kind of old school book color, like the page that has aged. You get that feeling. You get some random letters, so you definitely know it's a book in the background, and it's going to help bring the spread all together. So what I'm going to do, very carefully pull up this sticker right here. It tore a tiny bit of the paper, but it's not a big deal because I'm going to mat it and put it right back down in the same place. So I'm doing that sticker and then this sticker, and it really helps those stickers pop much more. Just that little bit of border. It's just like when you're scrapbooking and you add a mat to a picture, it just pops off the page a little bit more. The same thing works for stickers. So even if you're just putting them like a regular sticker onto scrapbook paper, just matting it on black scrapbook paper is really going to make that sticker pop. I do that all of the time for decorative box stickers, the ones where you don't really write on it, but it's got like an inspirational saying or a cool illustration. If you really want to bring that out on the page, then just mat it on some scrapbook paper, and it really helps it to pop off the page nicely. I decided since I was matting, I had a couple of other stickers that I had already pulled. I'm going to go ahead and mat those just so that I know there will be this book paper in several different parts of the spread. So super easy to put it down. I love collecting old books for this very purpose. I junk journal in them. I use some of the pages that I tear out in all kinds of projects, including planners, and it's a neat addition. All right, here I go, pulling up the big sticker. You guys, I can't believe it came up. I didn't have to use undo or anything. It came up, it curled. That's okay. It's still going to go back down, this time straight. Yay, Jennifer, you don't have to look at a crooked sticker for a whole week. And now it's all going to fit really nicely in here. And I like this little collection of stickers I have going on the left side. But now it's time to take my attention over to the right side. I'm using that huge decorative sticker with the stack of books that says, I think it says excited for new beginnings, which is always fun when you're reading and starting a new book and seeing what might come of it. And then I'm trying to figure out where I might get some functionality. And I found this. There's a little bit of this paper that's at the top. It's the branding strip, but it's beautiful. And so I'm going to actually cut it in half and bring that to the bottom, almost like washi tape. So you see how that's going to work. It's going to just stick on the bottom just like washi tape, and it brings a lot of balance. It brings that blue over to this side of the spread and comes out wonderfully. It's hard to remember that this was a spread in a bright, colorful planner with black and white spotty dots and colorful numbers. By the end, this is a very soothing spread. It just makes you want to curl up with a book and read with the fire and maybe a hot tea or coffee or maybe a glass of wine, depending on your time of day. But it feels really good. I totally dug the spread by the end. All right. Now I'm pulling out that neutral watercolor book. I haven't used this in forever. So it was nice to get to pull it out again. Jennifer uses the list where it says Monday through Sunday over here on the right side, but in that upper corner, she uses that for gratitude. So I'm giving her a little box here. She can write out gratitude or gratitude list, whatever she likes, and that'll go up here to kind of relabel that box. And that also takes away that bit of gray because it wasn't really jiving with the rest. And then I'm going to put this big noted just kind of right in the middle, you guys. I think it's nice to have big old lists. I like to have lists, especially at the beginning of the week, because a lot of times I'll list a lot of things that need to happen that week, maybe not on a specific day, and then I can just distribute it throughout the week. So we're going to put that right in the middle. I know it's a big sticker. You don't have to shy away from using big stickers in a classic size planner. They totally will work for you. And then now I really do need to start adding some functions. So I love these neutral watercolor boxes that have a bit of the green in it because I feel like it brings the green through the whole spread. And so I'm going to do the same thing where I match these on that same book paper. I did the matting for those and then I went ahead and put them on the page. Now I'm just going to add some bullet points. Again, these are still from the neutral watercolors book. So I used Modern Bookish and neutral watercolors, and those two books go together so well. So if you haven't tried those two together, pull them out because I really feel like they have a similar vibe and definitely a similar color palette. So they're going to go nicely. I decided because I had so many huge boxes, I didn't need a ton of boxes. So I went with bullet points over here just to give Jennifer a little bit more space to write. I am going to move this box up and add this So Excited for the Weekend. I think that fits perfectly, and it's nice to have some more quotes on the page, and it brings in a little bit of color down there. So that'll be perfect. Need to put those boxes down, but I'm trying to figure out where else I might put some words. This one layers nicely with the book right here over the top of this box, and then it says plan on it, and there's a big book open, whether that's a planner or just a book that you're planning on reading. So I'll put that one right there, and then this one will go over in the corner, and I think there's a sticker that says Make Today Great that kind of nestles right in with that box to finish out that area. The only other thing I need to do is I feel like the very top right corner feels a little empty. Plus I had to do some whiteout with the year over there. So I definitely want to think of something over there. And this one is a great quote about when she reads, she is home. Perfect. And then I thought you can use those lines. Jennifer, the lines that are right here under this quote, you can use those for another list, maybe the books that you're planning on reading that week. So fun. One more sticker up in the right-hand corner. Just to finish it out, rise and shine, a little inspiration to start your week, and then this spread's going to be done. Let me know what you think of Jennifer's cozy book spread, and if you think I succeeded in kind of changing the aesthetic on the page. So that'll be down, and then it's time to move on to Bobby's spread. All right, Bobby is a woman after my own heart because she requested the Squad Girls, and I love the Squad Girls, a little bit obsessed. I'm going to start this page the same way I did the other one with lots of whiteout. I'm also going to be covering up the spine just like I did before, but instead of one solid piece of scrapbook paper, what I'm going to do is cut out some of these different boxes. These are fun cut apart pages that often come in scrapbook paper pads. I'm cutting out a bunch of the boxes and we're going to do kind of a collage down at the middle that will cover up all of that spotty dotness and create a brand new feel for the page. I say it all the time, but decorating the spine of your planner layout is one of the huge perks of using the disc system because you're easily able to pull these pages out, decorate down the spine, cut them apart, repunch. That's something you can't do if you're using a coiled planner. So I like to take advantage of it. It's one of the reasons I love the disc bound system. It's so easy. It makes a huge impact on your spread and it doesn't take up a lot of writing room. I get questions all the time about if I still have room to write when I add so many stickers and paper and things like that. The answer is yes. I write all over my planner all the time, so it's not a big deal. But if you're working with the spine primarily, even if you're just adding big strips of washi tape down the spine, it works really well because you have a big decorative impact, but it doesn't take up a ton of writing room. All right, so I got the spine covered up, but what I want to do along the spine is kind of group these squad girls. And Bobby wanted a self-care spread, and I was like, let's have these squad girls going up the middle. They're all doing their own thing. They're living their best life. Self-care is not always working out. It's not always taking yourself for a manicure. Sometimes it's just taking time to breathe. Sometimes it's taking time to be with friends. Sometimes it's just going outside. I think self-care can look like a whole lot of different things. And really what it is getting in tune with what you need, both physically, emotionally, mentally, what you need in that time. So I'm pulling out a bunch of the different squad girls. I kind of go back and forth with placement. So I needed my sticker guide to start putting stickers down. And I decided to change up a little bit. Some of them are on white sticker paper. Some of them are on clear. The clear ones actually do really well. The whatever pigment they're using now over at the Happy Planner, I feel like it shows up better than it did previously. So things aren't coming through. You're not seeing the scrapbook paper through these girls quite so much like you used to. So I'm going to use a few of the clear ones. This circle sticker, I hold it on my finger for a really long time, you guys. Eventually it goes on the sticker guide. And then I finish the whole spread and then find that circle sticker with the two squad girls and it makes its way onto the spread, but not on camera because I found it and I was like, oh, I wanted to put this on and I did find a little place for it. So you'll have to check out the photos at the end to see where that beautiful circle sticker ended up. All right, so with Bobby's spread, I also use the Homebody sticker book because I think these really soft colors definitely speak to a calming energy. And so I'm going to use several of the florals here to soften up a few of the jagged edges. I have my Fiskars X-Acto knife. I'll definitely link this below. This has come in so handy. It makes it really easy to trim out stickers. You can see I'm layering them over the top of the scrapbook paper and then cutting around the edges and then very carefully lifting up that sticker, and that way it cuts perfectly around the paper. I love how this one comes out, you guys. This one is a lot of fun. Wait till you see at the end when it's all cut apart. I like to work on the spine when it's all put together just like this. I wait until the very end of the spread to cut it apart because to me, it's one big piece, not two separate papers. And that's how I think of most of my planner spreads anyway, whether they're attached in the middle or not. I'm cutting apart stickers, cutting them in half. It's the best way to get the most out of your stickers. Have them run off the page, trim them off, and then turn it around and use that on another edge. It's a great way to get lots of use out of florals, especially. All right, still in the Homebody sticker book, this girl's kind of sitting on nothing, so I decided to nestle some florals around her. And then I love this sticker. It says focus on the good. It wasn't going to look good on top of the gray, so why not add it to scrapbook paper? It is clear, but you can still read focus. Oh, sorry, not focus on the good, focus on you. And so Bobby, I thought over here where it has Monday through Sunday, you could list something you're going to do for yourself every day of that week for a full week of self-care. But look, just taking that clear sticker and putting it on colored scrapbook paper or patterned scrapbook paper added a lot of character, which I think came out really well. All right, let's get cleared out. Let's figure out what we're gonna do. We got the spine, it's looking good. Now we gotta add a little bit more because the spine is high impact, but there's gotta be a little bit more on this page. A double box is great for a dashboard layout. So I'm going to put this one over here, a little bit of a listing. I don't know anyone that uses the dashboard layout exactly as it is laid out. This is an old one, so it doesn't have the longer to-do list. That's fine because you can just change that up. But I think almost everyone I know changes up how their dashboard works, just like Jennifer and Bobby like to do. They just change up the titles, they change up the layout. And I think it's a cool, versatile layout for that reason because it doesn't have to look the same each week. All right, this is where I start to kind of jump all over the place. So I sped this up for you guys. I wanted to find headers to cover up the words errands and get it done in notes. And I did find some that had great quotes, but one of them I thought really fit better at the bottom. So I put it at the bottom. Well, that was a big black quote. So I needed black elsewhere on the page. So we'll take another black quote. I love words, so I put them all over my planner. I think Bobby does as well. So these are going to be all over her self-care spread, lots of inspirational words. I got distracted, stopped looking for headers, started looking for boxes. You guys, I started jumping around all over the place. I was digging this spread. I'm not gonna lie. I was like in the zone with the spread and I wanted to keep going. And when that happens, I do tend to start jumping just because my brain's like, oh, try this. Oh, wait, try this. And here's another decorative box. This is what I was talking about. The boxes that are completely filled, like those vertical boxes, you can't really write on them. Matting them on scrapbook paper, you guys, really elevates the whole look of the box. I know it takes a little bit more time, but if you have the scrapbook paper in your stash and you're feeling your spread like I was feeling this spread, why not go for it? So let's put a box down here. Oh, I love that. And then it's a little bit off kilter, which I think looks really cool. And it brings in yet another squad girl. Always a fan of bringing in all the squad girls. Now to balance that, we're gonna need something on the other side. So I'm looking and seeing what else might get added in. That would look nice, but it was a little wordy and it was too much black at the bottom. I end up going with a decorative box, and I think it says, yeah, something about resting, relaxing, recharging. And again, I'll end up, ta-da, putting it on scrapbook paper. Again, it brings the whole spread together. It just really like what it ends up looking like when you put it on scrapbook paper. I need to remember to do this more often in my own planner spreads. It makes it look so unique, which is just so much fun. I know we don't always have time to like go all out on our planner spreads, but when you do, it feels good, it elevates your spread, and then it brings you joy all week. So yes, maybe it took you a little longer to do your spread that week, but are you going to get some more joy out of it when you're flipping to it each day? I think probably so. At this point, I'm just trying to find the last few little details to bring Bobby's spread together. Bobby, I didn't do a bunch of boxes or bullet points or things because there's so much in the middle of this page, but you can easily add in boxes and bullet points if you need them. I need another spot for this circle sticker. It'll come to me up here. That'll be perfect, and we'll tilt it just to be a little bit different. So adding in a few more inspirational phrases and same technique of using the paper trimmer to kind of peel off so it looks like that is behind the paper. And that's good when you're wanting to layer and you're not sure what's going to go down first. You can use that kind of technique. And then this one, I'm just going to trim off at an angle and then nestle it up right here with our little yoga girl doing yoga with her cat. I think that's adorable. All right, what else do I need to add? I'm going to end up going with a few more phrases because I can't help myself. I put all the words in all of the things. And this is what my personal planner ends up looking like as well. This sticker says treat yourself to. So I end up finding a place for that on Saturday because that's a great time to treat yourself to an extra cup of coffee or sleeping an hour later or a new sticker book or doing whatever you want, watching an extra YouTube video, something like that. So we'll put that right there. Another inspiration sticker found its way onto Tuesday. And then I do end up going back and finding boxes that cover up where it says get it done in notes. I do promise that I eventually got unsidetracked and came back to that and filled that in. And then I think the last thing I end up doing on this spread, here's where the boxes are. I decided that the top two corners needed something. I love filling up the corners of spreads, so I did pull in a few more florals to fill in those corners, and it just reinforces the florals from the Homebody sticker book. And I think Bobby really liked those, so I wanted to make sure to have plenty on the spread. Other than that, Bobby's spread's going to be done. I do have to cut it apart and re-punch it with my Happy Planner punch, and you'll see how that looks in the end. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you like to change the aesthetic of your spread. I happen to think the dashboard layout lends itself really nicely to being able to change things up week to week using scrapbook paper, using whiteout as your friend, and just being willing to try some new color palettes and new feels in your planner. I think can be fun and can be a great way to expand your creativity while you're planning. Let me know which spread you ended up liking better, whether you liked Jennifer's cozy book spread or Bobby's Squad Girls self-care spread. Let me know in the comments below. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you want to check out Patreon, maybe get a custom spread for yourself, you can check the link in the description box below. All right, I hope that all of you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.